Oh, wow, 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 wow. Streamlabs, so wonderful. It's a good one. It's a good one.
It
Are you
works
doing
fine.
it through a browser or just like through the program?
Program. Yeah, Streamlabs
Okay.
just crashed on me. So we were watching, and I was watching, and then it stopped on this screen. I'm like, oh, yeah. And there's not really a way to save the stream once it does that. Unfortunately,
Let's do
I'll do
episode
it.
60, part 2.
yeah,
Episode 60, part 2.
yeah. So hopefully, pops back up. I
We're
think we're live.
cooking there. Cooking there with a lot of people.
Yeah, I know. I'm super bummed. We'll see if people jump back in though. We're back. Yes, Blake, we are. Apologies. Dang it.
Chat, we're back.
Chat, we are so back, gentlemen. 60.2 again. Episode
Yeah, I
60.5.
think it just has to do with my old computer, and it just hates its life, and I need to use this fancy new Word or the Windows computer that I have.
What are the specs on it?
On the
On the new
Windows
one?
computer? I don't know. I don't know anything about computers. I think Brandon knows
It
what it
has a
is.
4090 in it. That's all I know.
Then that's good. Mine has a 4090.
Yeah, it's a little good. It's all right. It's half decent.
I
I
It's
just
kind of want to add more
I
RAM.
know how to navigate everything on my MacBook, so it's just easier for me to use Mac on everything if I can. But this one is tired and
Yeah.
not very happy with me over the years of editing. All right, let's bring up the second screen again, and then we'll get back to the pro side of things.
Here we go.
16. All right, so what is this? Seating 16. Nope, that's not what we want. We want Pro 16. There we go. All right, cool. So brings us to your battle with James Dean, because this is kind of the one for, well, at least every battle with James Dean becomes increasingly more important the more he wins. So I'm just trying to find his battle with you. Is it this one? Nope, that's the one with Forsberg.
Forrest Faustberg.
There it is. Boom. Thank you guys for jumping back in. Apologize for that. Streamlabs
Welcome to the
crashed on me.
show. Welcome in. Glad you guys can join us.
Yeah. Welcome to technical issues as usual. But I mean, this is the challenge with going live. Is you're always going to get something as well. This is what makes this a little different. But we deal with the BS sometimes.
Yep, gotta roll with the punches, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one more time. And this one he definitely got me.
Oh yes, this is the one more time. That's right. And so, did you think he gripped up the car?
Talking to a couple dudes on his team, they didn't. I think he just drove better.
Yeah.
He did his James thing and was just like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
He was
Well,
telling me after the battle, he was telling me, at least on the first set of runs, the front toe on his car was out of whack.
Oh,
And I don't know
really?
if they changed it or if he just drove around it.
Gotcha. What was the big difference going into 16 versus 32? You were kind of telling me.
Um, I mean, for me, the track felt like it had more grip. Um, yeah, because we go from driving on it in practice and go straight into 32. It's still getting rubber put down.
Yeah.
It's staying warm. Then it sits for 2 hours, settles, and it just gets a little different.
Yeah.
Um,
Like, so in between this battle with him, did you change anything on your car? You got some
No,
grip?
we tried to just let it cool down.
Yeah, that's right. Because you were
Yeah,
telling me this thing was overheating.
at the so it wasn't terrible after the first battle,
Yeah.
but after the yeah, basically going into the one more time, my oil temp was 225.
Wow. Yeah, it just wasn't cooling off fast
Yeah,
enough.
I mean, I don't have an oil cooler, but I should probably put one on now.
Yeah.
And the whole reason I just haven't had one is just to have fewer things at risk.
Yeah.
But yeah, after the second run of the after this run going on right now, my water temp when I left the line was probably 240.
Yeah, you can kind of see it's trying to cut power, like
Yeah,
for that zone.
yeah. So on top of being a little bit more gripped up, the car is just down a bit on power, and tried to make it work, but was not expecting it to do that on me. And like especially on entry, like throwing it in, I threw it with the momentum I was expecting, which I did in 32 and in
Right.
the earlier battle, and yeah, it just didn't have
Didn't.
enough
I mean, it's
momentum
still
to
good. You
get out
still hit
there
the
as
zones,
much.
but it didn't. Yeah, it didn't go
Yeah,
far
like
enough.
right here in 3, I get in it, and it because it's not as much instant wheel spin. It's hooking up a little bit more on the beginning of the zone.
Right. And he has no problem just pushing you around the track too. I mean,
Yeah, I
he's.
mean it's James,
um,
but
it's so cool to watch him transition behind you though, and just to see how he handles everything. It's just it's so textbook. But he looks like he's not even struggling, or like
yeah,
he's not taking a big risk when he does it, which is amazing.
yeah,
Just
and
the way
then
he does it. I know it's a big risk, but he makes it look so smooth and like effortless to just transition behind someone like that and make it look like that.
yeah, and then through there, I was previously making a small adjustment in the momentum zone,
Yeah.
and then once I felt the car was a little bit down on stuff, I was just like, all right, yeah, no, I'm flat out through this transition.
Right, which explains why there is a little gap there, and he has to drive with a low angle, catch back up. But he catches up and he makes it look really good.
Yeah,
And like that's the expert thing about a guy like James is like even when he makes a mistake, he knows he doesn't panic. He just takes a little angle out and then pops right back up to you and makes it look
yep,
really good, so that it's not an obvious correction, you know.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
And I
he's a
feel
5-time champ for a reason.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So
First and only.
obviously makes it through this battle. And I totally forgot. I gotta advertise Stookie a little bit. He made me this. I don't know if you saw his team had like baseball jerseys.
Oh,
And
he
on the
made you
back,
one?
and on the back it says if I can do this,
DDM?
it says DDM on the back.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I saw Herbie got
wore
one
this.
too.
Herbie got one as well. So stoked. I literally went up to his pit and I was like, dude, those are sick. And he's like, yeah, you know what? And then he pulls this out of his trailer. And I'm like, no way. Yeah, I've been shooting for him for a little bit now, and he's a great dude. Honestly,
Hell
best
yeah.
vibes in the pit.
He's got good vibes. Great guy. Great guy.
Great guy.
Good vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, don't let your dogs poop on his lawn.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Wouldn't be optimal. I wouldn't
I
advise
think a
that.
dog did poop on his lawn last year in Utah.
No way.
Well,
It was either last. I think no, it was last year. Yeah, because last year was the first year they had the lawn,
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
and yeah, there was another incident with the lawn, but I'll
Did
save
you?
that for after stream.
Yeah. Did you drive with Adam at all during the weekend? I
Not
don't.
this year.
I don't think
I
you
know
did.
last year he chased me once.
He. He looks so insane. The runs that I saw from him.
Yeah,
Like he almost threw a backy into outer 3 and held it. I think it was against James.
Yeah, that was wild. I was like, oh, he's over. Oh shit, he pulled it off.
Yeah.
I was like, what? All right, so next battle that was important. Obviously, Adam and Field have to get through every battle. I think Dean beat Forsberg. So let's get to the Adam LZ. Actually, no, let's go to the Hughes battle. Well, Matt Field and Dylan have a one more time. Honestly, really good battle between those guys. But actually, here's the battle that people aren't talking about. Well, maybe they are. I just don't know. Adam DB'd a tire somehow, and I didn't understand how he DB'd a tire. Maybe it'll.
It happens.
But they let him change, and I don't know if it was like a Matt Field situation where they did it after the track was over.
Yeah, if it
God
was
bless, he made that so gangster. It was so good there.
the 36, man, best car.
And if he didn't, oh man, if he didn't do this,
Probably could have maybe could have won that battle, you know?
mm-hmm.
You
Did he
never
lead
know.
first?
Watch it.
I'm trying to remember.
I don't
Oh no, he
think
did.
so.
Okay. This is the battle. Sorry. This is what we're looking at. Okay. This is the battle. I'm sorry. This is the battle I want to talk about. I messed up. So I wanted to talk about James's lead on this. Because this is where Adam first DB'ds, which I still don't completely understand. And then they let him change, which is okay, cool. You don't want the season to be decided on that. I get it. But then the other thing is, they make so. Please explain for everyone in the audience, Nick. What does that bubble mean? What was their ruling on that bubble?
It's so that people aren't playing any sort of games on initiation.
Yeah.
It's to get everyone to essentially enter nearly the same to also force better and closer tandems through the first turn.
What happens if a wheel touches the line?
If you touch the line or go over it, it's a 0. They told us treat it like a wall. Don't get near it. Your bumper is specifically to the Mustangs, but they didn't specify it. But Ben asked, he was like, "Is a bumper hanging over it okay?" Because we got a lot of overhang, and they were okay with it. They're like, as long as the tire doesn't touch it or go into that box,
yes,
you're fine.
So I may have seen photographic evidence that James Dean tire did touch that line, which if it does touch the line, I think that's actually a one more time in this battle because Adams did zero his lead, but still would have been pretty big implications. But what they did, since the cameras that they had weren't good enough like to kind of see,
yeah, they didn't have.
It was just a shadow to them, and
yeah,
it's like
they
you
didn't
can't
have
really
the
distinguish.
damning evidence of it.
Yeah, no. One of the FD media guys showed me afterwards that James had slightly, but again, Adam, even in his comments after the event, he said that would have been a really stupid way to win that battle. It would have been just a really just dumb way to be in contention for the championship because someone touched that line.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, like that's how. Who was it? Sorensen, I think, lost because of that, and Castro lost because
Castro,
they touched
Castro
it
lost
too.
because they touched the line. And it's just it's a tough one, because like I think actually the perfect track to actually have an example for this is Poland, where they do scrape their front bumper on the wall.
Yeah.
Because that's actually a really cool part of that about that track, apart from all the other bazillion cool things about it. It's just crazy that this is the most important battle of the day, and then you got these two crazy scenarios. Again, I still don't know where LZD beats, but yeah, they let them change tires, and then they um, basically go back at it. But it was just a weird scenario.
I'm watching it on the stream replay. Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like if he did touch it, it was like
It would have been barely, and it
an
would have
inch,
been
but
like
still,
ticky tack, and
yeah,
James is. I heard hearing James over there, and he's like, I can't see it. I can't see the line. Like you can't see anything on those cars. So like, it's just one of those things where it's like, if it's that important to you guys, put a wall or a clipping point or something up,
yeah,
because like I feel like putting a line for you guys not to hit on a place like that where it's going to be close to where you guys want to drive, I feel like just isn't the smartest thing. But I don't know. I mean, I understand why they do it, but it's just also, if it's
yeah. I
that
think the
important to you, they need some kind of visual marker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing too that threw everyone off was like it was like out of nowhere, and like the bubble wasn't there on the track map when they gave it to us. It just said, they want you to do a weight transfer, go track left on entry before you swing right.
Yeah. But
And yeah, there was a little bit of a stink made in the first drivers meeting, and then they're like, all right, let's see how Prospec deals with it, and if they are fine and don't have any issues with it, then
right.
we'll just roll with it.
Yeah. No. And it was just it's just one of those things where it's unfortunate that the championship kind of it hinges on something kind of silly like this, where it's like, did he touch the line? Did he not? Like, it's crazy that you can go 2 tires off anywhere on the track, but if you put a tire on that line, it's a 0. Like, I don't know if that makes sense to me.
Yeah, and it was only the lead car that couldn't touch it.
Exactly. So it was one of those things where I'm like, I understand the point of the bubble, and I still like the idea of the bubble. But if you're going to be like that strict, I think it's a bit silly.
Yeah,
Especially,
the other thing some people were suggesting, which I don't know how I would feel about it, was basically flip flop the chicane, move the lead driver to the inside to force them to make that move across.
yeah.
Yeah. I saw Matt Field mentioning that. I just think
And
that would kind of not lead to great things
yeah,
happening.
I like the idea of the bubble better, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just don't like when the lead line or the lead lane is on the wrong side for the run up.
Right.
Yeah. It creates a lot more variables for the chase driver to hit them and them to overshoot, etc. I think the bubble's a very simple concept. I think it's a cool concept.
Oh,
Do I
I
think it
love
was
the
right
idea
to
of the
have
bubble.
it?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was right because the basis around it was because of last year
Mm-hmm.
having the bubble and or wanting a bubble last year, but a bubble last year would make more sense because you're going off track and swinging really wide. But this year it didn't make the most sense.
I mean,
But
I still thought it made sense,
I
and
still
I
think it was
liked
good.
it,
Yeah,
but
my bad. It made sense, but I don't think it was necessary, you know?
yeah.
That's what I meant.
I mean, I
Yeah.
liked it. I thought it did its purpose. I just think it's a bit silly that if you touch the line, it's a 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On
maybe
something
it
that
should have been.
honestly didn't affect the run much, to where, like I said, you can go 2 tires off anywhere else on the track and it's not a 0.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and I think they made it like that in order to make sure
people
drivers
didn't.
aren't playing any, like, they're not like cheating it, taking advantage of it. They're like
Right.
making sure they're full track left on entry.
Yeah. JC Motorworks says I saw a lot of people driving through it in the chase, and that's correct. You're allowed to, and if you're In the chase, you could drive through it. You could do whatever you wanted to on it. It was just for the lead cars to give a predictable initiation for the chase car to follow. That's all it really was there for. But it was just it did cost, like you said, some guys their battles, and I don't know if I agree with that. If that makes sense. If that's I don't know if
Yeah.
I agree that that should be the deciding factor if you touched a wheel in this area. But is what it is for now.
I mean, I don't know if I agree with it being a 0, but at least they were consistent about it
Right, they were
and made it clear
consistent,
from the
and
beginning.
they were gonna put the hammer down if they could get conclusive evidence that James touched it, which they couldn't. So therefore, they just kind of said it was fine, and then they they gave the okay for them to change tires. Adam must have hit that rumble area where Matt hit in the smoke when I watched it again. The rumble
Yeah.
area after the course ends, because that's where Matt also debeated, was after the course ended.
And Matt was asking about that spot specifically in the drivers' meeting on
Oh
Saturday.
yeah, saying if it was okay if they debeated and
Yeah, he was like, "What's what's the deal with this?" And Chris was saying that it's going to be a case by case thing because Matt was basically making the argument like, "Hey, either I finish wide if the guy's on my door,
yeah,
or I make sure I come back track left and take both of us out."
right.
And he
Yeah.
was like, "I'm already running higher pressures than normal, and it's still an issue." So
And he makes a good point, like honestly, because it literally happened multiple times.
yeah, and it happened with Colette and Prospec too.
Yeah, so um, it's interesting how that kind of just happens with him too, and it worked out for him, and they were able to rerun the battle. But while all this craziness in the championship happens, right? You get a really good battle between Dylan and Field. Obviously, we saw the run with Adam earlier. He goes off on his own accord. James wins the championship, right? The kind of sad thing is they announce the championship winner back at the start line, so he's like all by himself.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to.
Also, none of his family was out there, which usually they'd come out to the last round. But I think this is the first. I think Jared said this is the first time in the 8 championship series that a driver wins the round before the last
I thought it was at all.
at all.
That's what I thought.
Might be at all, to be honest.
Yeah, so this is where they announce Mr. 5-time that he gets the win, and he gets to do his like fun little burnout in the burnout area. But again,
A
nobody's
counter
there.
course victory lap would have been cool.
Yeah, or something, like.
Oh yeah, that's the first time ever. I
Yeah,
guess
because
so.
there's no fans back here. There's nobody back here. All the media is in his pit area, so like it's like I don't know. It's the little things like this where I feel like FD could drastically and just improve their show and how they're gonna do things. Like, okay, if this scenario happens, we're gonna bring them out to the front. We're gonna make it all dramatic, do all this kind of stuff. Like, I don't know. I think they dropped the ball on this and the Talaska Cody battle on not making like a bigger deal of the show in it. But
Yeah.
I mean, I get their hands are tied, and it was kind of a bummer in the pits too because the team's on like a time limit to change tires because it's the finals, and so they're all focused on that really / trying to celebrate, and Dean's kind of having a moment while everyone's like scrambling around him. So just, I mean, it's still really cool to see. I was really happy that I got to see it in person and was there seeing it all calm down, but it was just also, it was a bit chaotic when, you want them to like enjoy the moment, right? Because like every time in Irwindale, they had everyone around him, and it was like a big celebration, and we do all this fun like donut stuff and in past years, and like there was really not much of that, which was kind of unfortunate, just how it all kind of worked out.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
But I'm happy for him. Pretty clearly deserved it. I don't even. I mean, he's one of those people that I keep waiting for some kind of like any inclination of a decline or like wavering or anything, and he's as steady as a rock. You know, like
Yeah,
Yep.
the
like there
amount of
was the whole,
times I've seen this guy actually make a mistake, I can count on my hand. And one of them was against you, Nick. It was the first time I seen that dude like make a bad transition in a long time.
yeah. I still haven't even watched that back, really.
But
But
like,
yeah, I mean he's at that level where he's just that much higher. Like
and it's
and
it.
like
What I think is cool is that we're living in an era where you have someone that is just that good, and I feel like after that it's gonna be. I don't think we're ever gonna see another person in heads and shoulders above everyone else like we see him. I don't think that's gonna be the case. I
I
think
hope one day there's going to be another because it seems there always will be. But
yeah, it could be like in hockey where, there was nobody to challenge any of Gretzky's records
right.
until Ovechkin came along.
Yeah,
yeah,
but even that, I don't. Even that comparison, it's different because Ovechkin's not head and shoulders above everyone else in the league. He was just good
Right.
at
He's just
scoring
yeah.
goals, and like with Dean, in every series he's run, he's won basically, and pretty easily, I would say, for a lot of them. And it's one of the coolest things to see because you'll see like a guy, and I get it, he got a new car over at Drift Masters, not having the greatest season ever. It usually takes him about a year to figure out the car, and then he wins. Just look at FD for example. Took him
yep.
2 years, but again, it's one of those things where you get a Connor Shanahan that comes over. He just won Drift Masters, but isn't on top of the box like all the time here, because he's still got to figure out stuff. You got a guy like Peter Visick who came over, clearly wasn't as good as James Dean. He was really good, just wasn't James Dean when he came over to FD. And obviously you got a guy like Frederick Hospo, really good, but he's not James Dean. And I don't know after James Dean if it's possible because there's going to be so many good drivers by the time James Dean retires that
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of a guy wins 2 championships and then another person wins a championship and then another. So like to see that this guy comes in and just does it with ease, it looks sometimes.
Mm, mm.
I'm trying to remember. It
He's
was like
gotta. There's got to be someone else that does it. It can't just be one and done.
the thing is
Can't be.
drifting's getting more competitive every year, and
Yeah,
I think because of that, I don't. That's why I'm saying I don't think we'll see another James Dean.
I think we will. It'll just be not exactly like him, just a little different because that's just how sports work, in my opinion.
Yeah, look at like Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, no one thought anyone could beat Schumacher, and then we had Hamilton, and
I
then
would
no one thought
argue that
anyone would beat
F1's a bit
Hamilton.
different, and I feel like the car is a lot of what helps those guys.
I feel like at some point that's going to be the same for drifting. It
Mm.
wasn't always the car in F1,
Well, if
back
that
in
was
the
the case, then
70s.
everyone would win with an E46 or E36.
Well, I bet you $5 that there's going to be another chassis that people develop, like a Vet or an F22 BMW or something like that, and someone just clicks with and then does well.
I just
Maybe someone.
I appreciate. I'm trying to appreciate just the fact that I get to see this guy drive in person.
It's true. He's making
Yeah, and
history,
it's
and he's the best there is right now. And
Speaking
that's
of crazy scenes, check
oh,
this out.
here we go. This is that was crazy to see
Oh, dude, it
in the
was one of
flesh.
those scenarios, and Herbie got an amazing shot of it. Posted
Did
that
he?
up if you got. Yeah, he got a crazy
Hell
good
yeah!
shot. It's in slow mo.
I
Go check
want
it out.
that. I want that. Him standing on top of the car. I want to get a print of it and hang
Oh
it
yeah,
up because
I'll
it's
get
just such a
yeah, I can get
sick
you
moment.
just a screen grab of that.
Because I got it here. I'll show the stream on my phone. I got it like dead center. Like I moved and got it
There he
dead
is, he's shaking
center
around.
of of the crash. Like I got this, but it's on my freaking iPhone, so it sucks, right? But it's a
Right.
pretty sick picture if it was on actual camera.
I'll just quick pop up Instagram real quick. Just do. There it is. But yeah, I think the next shot is Herbie in slow mo, where you just watch him, and it's just
Flying.
straight. It just goes boom,
Yeah.
and then he's just along for the ride at that point. You know, it's just
Yeah, I remember Dylan was saying something. I don't know if it was when he was talking to Matt and somebody got it on film, or if it was an interview. But he was like, "Yeah, I was on top of you, and then we just kept going."
yeah. I mean, because you can see Matt gets off. Matt's kind of like he gets on the brakes, but you can tell he kind of panics because there's a freaking car on his car, and so he just lets off and like protects himself. I think he said he saw Dylan's wheel coming towards his windshield, and that's when he kind of like did one of these kind of things. But brother, that was that might be one of the craziest crashes. I don't think it beats James Dean flipping his car. But that might be my second craziest crash I've seen in FD.
Yeah. I mean, Shelly flipping her car was pretty crazy.
Yeah, but it was kind of slow.
Yeah. I
Not
think
as dramatic.
James's was probably pretty dramatic, pretty
Yeah,
nuts.
James actually got hurt in that one too.
Yeah.
If you remember, he like finished the event with like something fractured. So
Collarbone.
Did you see how much oil was on the front of Matt's car at the end of the event?
Dude. And they let him run it like that too, which is the hilarious part. They're like, yeah, we'll turn a blind eye. You just had a car sit on. Yeah, it was one of the oil lines that came out of the valve cover, I think. And
I think it was just the breather cracked.
Yeah, so it's like it's not much you can do. Just add more oil in and send it.
Yeah. Throw some tape on it. Hopefully it holds.
Right.
It probably won't.
Yeah.
But
it's the craziest thing is Dylan did absolutely nothing to his car and did a lap after this. A good lap.
Wow.
Which is insane because he didn't even take a 5. He's like, yeah, I drove it back and it felt fine. I'm like, what?
That's funny. That is
46s, man.
Dude, it's just wild.
46, second best car.
Second best. Yeah.
Second best.
Yeah, there you go. But I mean, what I was glad about is the fact that they did get at least Fields' car in working enough condition to drive the rest of the battle, because it would have been really sad if like this ended how it ended and then Dean just gets a bye run for the finals.
Yeah.
But another funny part is you see Dylan looking around for his phone. I assume he found it, but it was still
hopefully
funny that it got flung somewhere.
Yeah.
Dude, can you imagine just trying to get this to work? Trying to get a car off of this? Oh, I mean, that's what you got tow trucks for.
Yeah, luckily he didn't like break any suspension or stuff, so they could just lift it by the wheels.
Right.
But yeah, I feel like bent or broke a control arm or a
I mean, the
shock or
funny
something.
part is Dylan got more damage getting tapped last year in Irwindale by
Yeah, he
what
bumped Beecham and just
was
bent the
Beecham?
whole strut
Yeah,
tower.
destroyed the strut tower. Oh man. Oh, Brandon said the phone was back at his pits.
Oh, well, that's good.
That's
He just
hilarious.
got confused.
That's actually hilarious.
That's good.
Um, the door car. Oh, this is a funny just inside thing. If you ever see Dean's car, it'll probably be fixed by next event. Maybe I might not. But if you ever see him open the door bottom door card has a hole in it because you got hit there by someone. And it's just a massive hole in the bottom of his door. So he could never put anything in there, or else it would just disappear. But
Yeah, I don't get how dudes have stuff in their doors.
dude, all the
I,
time.
I
There's
stuff all
like,
my stuff into a helmet bag and then zip it up.
oh
Otherwise,
really?
it'll go flying.
Dude, people like put drinks in their car. I've seen all kinds of drivers putting stuff. They got like little or like little um places to put them all. It's crazy.
Like, I can get like water bottles like in the passenger seat or something like that and leaving them loose. But
Yeah.
I don't know, anything important like a phone or something like that. Like, yeah, no, straight in the helmet bag. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what.
Yeah. Ian says James is only 33, which is crazy, because you feel like he's like old and been around forever.
He's still
Because
got
No,
like
he's
12 more years in
he's
this
just
shit.
been around forever
I know.
because
Yeah.
he's started when he was 12.
Exactly.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's not like, but I know I've talked to him, in previous years and stuff, and I know that he wants to get into running his own team and doing stuff like that. That's kind of why he's tiptoed around that with having Simon drive one of his cars in Europe, and then he's having Manoa drive it in Poland. So I know that's what he wants to do. I'm curious to see how he would do that, in different places. But I know that driving is not the only thing he wants to do, and when it comes to drifting. So I'm curious in the future to see what he ends up doing on that side of it, because right now he's probably the best driver in the world and that drifting's ever seen. But it would be interesting to see what kind of icon elsewhere in the sport he could be.
Yeah, because
You get a guy like Vaughn, for example, like what he's done for the sport outside of driving, I think is pretty remarkable.
yeah, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, there is a shelf life on how long you can drive for. But running a team, you can you put the
look
right
at
people
Vaughn.
together. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and he's still driving. He's just changed his focus from drifting to off road more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, he gets to go do other fun stuff and
Yeah.
whatnot. So
But the level he's built his team to is crazy.
Exactly. The fact that you got an OEM like Ford to like sign on to
Ridiculous.
this, you're
Absolutely
literally helping
crazy.
Ford design cars. Like, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
I mean, I think that's kind of the next step for him, is to do like team stuff. And obviously his marriage with Ford is probably, since he's driving a Ford now in Europe, probably stronger than ever. But I'm curious to see if that's what he would want to stick with, or how he would even go about doing it. But Squimby, don't tell Daigo there's a shelf life. Woof.
What a saying.
Oh man, that was an experiment.
What, Daigo coming
Yeah.
over?
That was
Yeah.
something.
Talk about a social experiment. Good God.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But I mean, it doesn't seem like you were too surprised.
No, I wasn't surprised.
I wasn't
at all.
surprised at all. Everyone else was surprised with what our non-surprisal was.
Like like, yeah, he's still been doing well in D1 and whatnot, but I mean, it's a complete no. He's back. But it's a completely different way of driving.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's why Ken Gushi wins over in Japan all the time.
Yeah.
It's just a different level, and that's why I was so surprised by Masayama. And I was like, that I was so impressed with Masayama coming over. I was like, this was not Masayama 3 years ago, you know.
Yeah.
So that was actually the really nice thing I think to come out of all this was to see that Masayama I think has it, and should probably try and come back if he could. Because I think he'd be competitive.
He'd be good.
And then in that case, and if Nate does move up, does Nate do his own thing? Does Nate stick with Jerry? Or
Yeah, I
if
don't know.
Masayama doesn't come back, does Nate work out a deal with Jerry to drive that car?
Yeah.
Or does Matsuyama drive one of Odie's cars? What's going on? You know?
I don't think Odie wants to do the team thing again, but
Come on. It was so good,
it
though.
was so good too.
He was doing better, too. Now, I think there's other variables, obviously, why he's not doing as well this year. However, on paper, he was doing better when he had a team, you know?
Yeah.
So, that's all I got to say.
Couple
Be a shame if he brought
fun
qualifying
comments.
back.
Local cereal. Shelly has a hole in her door, and the cage scratches from the wheel after the battles with Amanda. Nice. Curtis said Andy loses his sunglasses under the seat every round. Nice. I feel like that's a very Andy thing to do. Let's see. Both Shanahans are younger than me. I feel so old. Yes, the Shanahans don't look at their age. It'll make you feel bad.
Yeah, Jack is 5 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And both of them have been driving longer than me.
Yeah, I mean, talk about, if there was going to be a next James Dean, it would probably be Connor. But again, I think the sport's progressed enough to where I don't think you're going to see another person dominate like James.
I think there's just some guy just out there. He's just so
Manoa's
good, but won't
probably
get
another
to
guy
FD.
that you could think could be
Manoa,
could do it.
yeah.
Yeah, because he's, 16 now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, multi-time podium.
Yeah. That's so crazy, just the perspective of that, how he's just 16 and he's
16 and
won an
he's been
FD.
drifting longer than I have.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Like, I remember seeing clips on Shinji's Instagram where he was like 7 or 8 driving his JZX.
It's ridiculous. I gotta lock in, dude.
All right, I
gotta
gotta.
Jesus.
Satria just came with a really cool idea. What if top 3 in Prospec filled the last seating slots for Long Beach?
Do it. Why
Good
not?
luck.
Give them money to do it, and they could do it. And then good luck, have fun. All 3 of them are ending up in the wall. Oh God, it's happening. You get a bigger tire, and you have just a pinball. Yeah, good luck.
Honestly, I feel like that would be one track where you could get away with staying on the small
I don't
tire.
know, Brandon. Tell me about the track.
You could probably get away with a small tire on that track.
It. You could definitely.
Whoa! Cheater! Pumpkin eater! Get this guy arrested. Arrested. Put this guy under arrest.
Jail immediately.
Jail. Straight to jail.
Straight to jail. No, do you think Long Beach is gonna be kind of like the other Long Beach track where it doesn't really matter what tire you're on, it's gonna just
or is setup's gonna of course matter.
Yeah. It looks pretty long from what I've seen. It looks like a lot longer than the
it's got a few transitions, but I'm not gonna say too much. It's just I think if you like driving to like zones and you want to have a smaller tire, sure, but if anything, if it is, that's a good thing because Kumo guys are struggling right now to get tires. So,
well, I know they were doing 5 laps at regular Long Beach, and I could have done 4 laps on a pair at regular Long Beach. What the Ken does.
with the Kendas.
So
Maybe
I
they'll
think
be
the
fine.
only people that would really struggle with tire wear is GT.
Reading some of the chat. Um, Shout out. I mean, we're watching freaking Matt Field somehow making a run. He said in his chase against James Dean that he was having issues with front grip because oil was spraying all over his front wheels. And I could concur. His front windshield is just full of oil after these runs, which
How
is
they let him drive?
uh, you know,
They didn't question it.
for
They're just like, all right.
for the show, right? You know, his
Or
car
the
kind of
culture, I
Well,
caught on fire
guess.
a little bit after his second run as well, but um,
I
they
mean,
wanted to obviously make this thing happen, and you
the
can
oil
turn.
wasn't there until it was.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, I mean, I still thought it was a pretty valiant effort from Field for what it was, though. He put it down and uh, super impressive to bring the car back. I mean, the thing looks like a freaking Mad Max ride now. But no, it was cool. And so, Nick, what's it like having your car completely destroyed after a round? Like, what do you just say? Well, that's that, and that's just what you have to deal with, or what's
Like
the feeling like Matt's going
cosmetically,
through right
or
now?
well, he's one of those dudes where he's definitely got budget for extra panels,
Yeah,
and probably, I mean, I don't know if he'll reuse any of those panels. I know in Seattle the whole front fenders and hood and bumper all got ripped off,
right. Yeah,
and then they're back on this round. So
yeah,
versus, yeah, I'm gonna have to do a lot of fiberglass work before Long Beach,
yeah.
and that's just to get my car looking decent, not even fully fixed.
Right. Yeah.
And it's, the big deck club stuff is tough, but I've been taking a lot of hits the last couple rounds.
Yeah. Is that kind of the big change? Like, for any of the Prospec drivers looking to drive into pro, is that something they should be pretty prepared for?
Yeah, don't worry about keeping your car immaculate because it's not going to last. Whether it's your fault or somebody else's, or you just, you're getting doors with someone, it will get marked up.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the mental game is just a whole different level.
You mean just with what other guys do, or
Not
just
even that,
keeping
just
your head?
yeah, keeping your head, not worrying about this, that, the other thing, and then there's in Prospec, there's those like 8 to 12 dudes who could be on top of the box
Yep.
any given weekend. In pro, anyone could be on the box any given weekend. Like it's one of those. Pretty much everyone in pro has gone through either Prospec or something similar, or another
Yep.
series, and won to get to pro.
Yep. So everyone's been a winner at some point. So there's
Yeah,
no
and then going from Prospec when you're getting podiums regularly to pro and you're just getting booted in 32, it's taxing mentally.
yeah. I mean, I know this year for you, it's just been a tough go. And last couple rounds, you've had some success, but
Yeah,
I'm sure mentally
but
it wasn't the easiest to get to that.
it's yeah, I mean, I still have the mentality from hockey, and I hate losing more than I love winning. But also, realistically, at the end of the day, in drifting, there's 32 or more drivers, and there's only one winner.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, how do you deal with losing? How do you learn from it and get better and try and not make it happen again? And, it's inevitable that it will happen again, but,
Right.
trying to make the most out of everything. And there's something else,
100%.
my head was going to go somewhere, but
Then they started driving. Yeah. We did get a question from the chat. AK47 Boy says, Nick, do you think the Prospec drivers should spend another year in Prospec or switch to Pro right away if they want to?
I think it depends. Um, like I was before I moved up, I was on the fence, and what really pushed it because I really wanted to win a championship before moving up,
Yeah.
and I got second, but um, yeah, it was one of those, I podiumed 3 out of the 4 events, and the one I didn't, I had transmission issues.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, well, I know at least I'll be able to somewhat hang. Um, but it depends on like, if you feel like you're prepared as not just a driver, but as your program, your team, your car, or if you know what you need to do and have those plans in place to be able to make those changes and updates.
Yeah. He then adds, I'm talking about the experience side and learning a bit more before switching. And honestly, if you're talking about experience and getting better as a driver and learning, there's no one better to drive with than pro drivers.
Yeah.
If your goal is to learn, you go to pro. If money is not an option, obviously, like that, and like that's what you want to do is you want to get better. You're gonna get better with driving with better people.
Yeah. And then
Amen.
a lot of things too, like sponsorship side. I know there's companies that we've reached out to a long time ago who were like, oh, this is nice that you're doing well in Pro 2 and Pro and when it became Prospec, but like you're not in Pro, so we can only do so
Yeah.
much.
Right.
All companies really care about is pro, to put it like simply for people.
Yeah, and it's still not easy to get sponsorships even in pro. But
Yeah.
Nope,
No.
the
not
only
at all.
chance, but
Not
the
at
only
all.
chance you would have is to run pro. Honestly,
Yeah.
unless you like
You
get
got you gotta be in pro. You gotta be a personality. You gotta post a lot online. You gotta do all that stuff. You gotta be. It's like just a marketing agency,
not even
but
that, like
your
having personal
billboard's a race
relationships. Like I feel
race
like
car. Yeah,
that's a
that
big
too.
thing too. Is having good
Rapport.
relationships with the people you
Yeah.
work with too. Like
Yeah.
if you're not like talking to them or like they just don't hear from you for the year, like I feel like that's
Yikes.
even if you are posting, like I feel like you still need to like be friends with
Rapport
everyone.
is important. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like I see
networking is huge.
yeah, I see a lot of sponsors walking around, talking to drivers, hanging out in their pits and stuff, and it's like you got to do it. So, but
Talk to them.
Yeah, and there's not just one way to sell yourself. Like you got to find that thing that makes you different.
exactly. Yeah, no, but I mean, as you see, we just saw the finals here. Matt Field looks like he was struggling with front grip because there was oil all over his front right tire. Um, that's what he said when he hit outer 4. He's like, I had 0 front grip. And also, he also said that James is really slow in outer 4. I don't know if you thought that, but he put a ton of angle there.
Yeah, he just said screw it, I'm going to full lock and staying pinned.
Which is crazy because he made it look easy. And full lock on those Mustangs is a lot.
Yeah.
But no, I mean this event I think turned out to be a bit crazier than people were thinking it would be. It's like I said, it was unfortunate that we didn't have the craziest crowd there, because it's Utah, and I as a drift fan, I'm still a bit sad that there's really nothing too much. There's not too much to fight for in Long Beach. Obviously, there's going to be a pretty good battle for second and third. The rest of the podium between Osbo, Field, and LZ. So that ought to be cool to watch.
I'd say even a Manoa as well.
Okay, Manoa's up there
back
too.
there. Manoa, even a Castro possibly,
Yep.
or an Odie, your boy Odie, or even a D Hughes if it all goes swimmingly. Actually, no, he's out of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say
contention.
it's
So is
pretty
Odie.
far.
My bad. Yeah, really, Hiroya, Osbo, LZ, Field are the big four trying to find out for second.
Yeah, Well, if Field, LZ, and Osbo all go out in 32. Well, if Matt goes out in 32, and LZ and Osbo go out in no later than 16, Hero would
Yeah.
have to win the event to get second.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Mean Dub asked last year of Utah. Unfortunately,
Indeed.
I think it is. Yes.
It is confirmed. It
That's
more than likely will be.
yeah. And it's not just because of attendance. I've also heard that not everything has gone smoothly when setting this event up with the track.
Yeah,
The
I know
track
there's
has
been
changed.
a transition
Yeah.
between how it's been run and who it's being run by.
Yep. The track has changed name 3 times since we've been here. It's and honestly, like the end of the day, you just don't get the spectators that you need to really make this justify being out here. So where are they going to go? I don't know. I heard so many different possibilities this weekend from people, so I'm not even going to try and speculate. But
They're going to Nate's back garden.
I know one place
There you
that they
go.
were talking to,
I do as well.
and I don't know if I want to say it specifically, but I went there right after New Jersey.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you can find his timeline and you can stalk and figure it
Yep,
out.
I'm looking right now.
But-
Looking right now. We're looking at it. We're looking at it. We're looking at it. Hold on.
But the thing is, whatever it's going to be, it sounds like, and I don't know if this is news or not, but it sounds like Utah's done, and there's a really good chance that St. Louis is done.
Yep,
What I've heard.
that is also pretty much confirmed as well.
So
Yay!
I'm sad because the one round that was close to me is now gone. So maybe we have another.
But maybe
round.
it gets replaced by something closer.
I'm hopeful. We'll see. But let's go back to Erie. That place was a dump. No, I don't know. I'm kind of happy though because St. Louis was painful to be at. Honestly, for a round, it wasn't a good drift track, and I'm sure it was just kind of weird. Like them not wanting us to drift the bank, and it's like, brother, that's the coolest part of the track. But
Yeah, like it's a cool facility. The pits are huge, so there's plenty of space.
plenty of stands.
Huge grandstands. But yeah,
There's not much good about it. The track's not great, and the weather is always the worst. I mean, how many hundreds of thousands of dollars do you think people have lost in the pits just from the storms that have been there? We had the one like 4 years ago that decimated, and then we had one this year that also did some pretty good damage.
There was one 2 years ago that was okay. It was kind of a rough storm, I know.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the Sim Magic stuff got rained on and wet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And survived.
Wow.
A lot of it survived.
That's crazy. But yeah.
And then 2018, sandbags and stuff getting trebucheted across the track.
It's wild, dude.
Nitto's tent got folded over the trailer. It was like Jersey this year, but like multiple times.
Yeah, it was wild. Oh yeah, Curtis also says it has the best hot pit area of all time too. I agree. That is the one good thing about St. Louis from filming perspective, because it sucks to film at St. Louis. All the hot pit stuff's right there, so it's really easy to film
and covered.
Yeah, exactly.
And nice and smooth concrete and flat.
Yep. But other than that, it's just I'm kind of glad that it's off the calendar. Sounds like everything else is going to be the same. It means we're coming back to Orlando.
I don't think Orlando's ever going to be off the calendar. I think
hot take, I like Orlando.
Hot take, I do as well. After thinking about it, it's not horrible. Could be worse. Could be a lot worse.
You know what would make
Could
me
be
like
St.
Orlando?
Louis again.
Give me white walls.
Listen.
Brother,
that's racist.
It's the ugliest. It's the ugliest color ever, and it just.
if they just repaved the whole thing at Orlando and made it like linear, you'd be able to do way
Be
more different
great.
layouts on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because realistically, the middle was all fresh pavement a couple of years ago. It's the banking and the aprons that are what kill the tires. Like if you look at the concrete on the apron,
Yeah.
it's just rocks the size of golf balls.
Yeah. No, speaking of rocks the size of golf balls, shout out to my buddy Rob. Got smoked this weekend in the head
Yep. Saw that.
with a rock. He's doing good though. He's all good. Took him out of commission for like a couple hours, but yeah. That is the other thing about Utah. Whenever you guys drop tires, the media people all duck for cover.
Mm.
But there's a nice little delay, right? So like you guys, we hear you hit it, and we're like, okay, cool, get the shot. All right, down behind the barrier, and then you just hear the rain of rocks come and hit us. But I don't know if I'll miss that, but I will miss Utah for the scenery. It was a beautiful track. Always got some cool stuff there. What did you think of the track as a driving track, Nick?
For Utah,
Yeah.
I like it. I think this year was a lot better than last year, but I still think 22, hands down, my favorite
Yeah.
version of that layout.
Going fast, huh? You like going fast.
Just floored the entire lap. Maybe a small adjustment here and there.
Yeah. Blake, he got some butterfly stitches, so sort of, not really, and not like the serious stitches, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see what FD cooks up for next year. We have gone well over time. I knew we would. Was a lot to go over at this round. There's still a lot more to cover in the future as well. But honestly, I want to say a huge thanks to Nick for coming on short notice. Actually, pretty stoked to have you on, especially with probably your best battle you've ever had in your life, I would say.
Yeah, it was fun. So yeah, I got home at 7 a.m. today. So
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. How many hours is that drive?
it's 29. Hold on, let's look it up. Because I had to get my trailer repaired. Shout out to Nielsen Coachworks. They helped me out. The side was starting to collapse because all the basically one of the beams had broken previously, and we didn't realize the side supports that connect to that beam had also broken at the welds. So they were still attached to the wall, but they weren't attached to the actual frame anymore. So the side started sagging. So they got it jacked up and welded all that stuff back together.
Hell
But
yeah.
let's see.
Curtis says, if you're home, Nick, let's ride some bikes this week, nerd.
This week, maybe. I've been like a week straight of
oh yeah, Jason
4 hours
reminded
of
me.
sleep.
Y'all remember Novak's Perfect Irwindale? That was another good round for you.
Yeah, that one though,
Good.
I didn't have any real
Crazy battles.
crazy chases or
Yeah.
anything like that. And I've watched it back multiple times and been like, man, I'm making a mistake here. There's a mistake here.
Yeah.
But sometimes it'd be like that.
Nice.
Yeah, without stops, it's 28 hours.
Dang. Yeah, and you're gonna do even more when you go to Long Beach.
Yeah, but honestly though, the drive out to Long Beach isn't really bad at all. It's hop on I-20, which is here in Atlanta, until you get to I-10, until you're there.
Oh wow.
It's just long.
Yeah. Real simple.
But yeah, we usually make it like halfway halfway through Texas, stop, and then stop off and see some friends in Phoenix, and then drive the rest of the 4 to 5 hours on the day of load in.
Gotcha. Yeah. No. Well, like I said, thank you for coming on. If you guys don't follow Nick by now, you probably should. Freaking insane driving, dude. That was actually really cool to see.
Yeah, hopefully I can move past 16 in Long Beach.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough with Hospo in 32, but
Yeah, no. Honestly, I think next year will be a lot more interesting with qualifying coming back of some sort.
yeah, I am praying for qualifying to come back.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean,
everyone in
it
pro wants
gives
it, so
opportunity for drivers that are really good at qualifying, like you, to not have to battle Osbo.
well, and not just that,
Every round.
it makes it to where each round is independent, so you can, you know,
You
if
can
you
have a bad
have
round and still come back, and it's
yeah,
not
and
gonna
not
kill
it
your
won't
season.
screw your entire season because of it.
Yeah. No, I agree. But yeah, no, I think honestly honestly as a round, it was really cool. It's just unfortunate that it makes Long Beach a lot less important. But you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
Brandon, what you got going on?
What do I got going on,
We got a
man?
whole
Man, I'm
month until the next FD round too.
It's
tired,
7 weeks.
dude. That's 7 weeks.
Oh,
Seven
it's
Wow.
weeks.
almost 2 months. Yeah.
I'm just busy working, I guess, building Sims, doing that. Got a show this weekend at a dealership near here. I got a show every weekend this month, which is cool because I had none last month. So that's nice. Get some content out of it, that sort of thing. Yeah. I mean, working on stuff in the back end, trying to get a bigger shop by the end of the year. Maybe try to, if there's any like performance shops or high end detail shops near me that want to like sublease through me, like a building that I have, then I would like to do that. But just doing, yeah, I don't know, just the thing, I guess. Busy trying to get a car too and a truck and a lot of things, a lot of moving parts, a lot of things going on. So it's
A lot of
good
balling
though.
right here, buddy.
Not necessarily.
Not
It makes
necessary.
you broke again. You get up and then down, but then you get up again, So
Yeah. No.
yeah.
We'll see. Nick, you doing anything fun, or are you just trying to recoup?
Um, yeah, right now it's a lot of recover, fix a lot of stuff on the car, get it at least semi presentable again, and
Right.
then I want to test a couple of things before Long Beach, and hopefully we get the time to do that.
Nice. Hell yeah, dude.
Nice.
And then
What
yeah,
about you, Nate?
Um, I actually sort of have a busy. I think I'm driving 2 or 3 events, in between now and the next FD round. Just local stuff for me. I think I'm gonna have my car in an auto show that's by me as well, which is
Oh,
kind of fun. A little different. I haven't been to a car show in years, so that'll be
hmm.
a little different. It'll be in a Ford Performance booth, which is kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, because you got an eco boost in your car.
Yeah.
how do you like it?
Honestly, fantastic. Um, Super easy to drive, and we put a link on it. It was on an OEM ECU. I guess I can quick blurb about my car for a second. So we had an OEM ECU on it. Drove that for like 5 events. It was good. I got better with time, and then switched it to a link and drove it the weekend before Utah. Got 5 laps in. It was the best 5 laps I've driven the track by far. It was super easy and predictable to drive, and then I broke the diff. But um, that's just a thing with E36s. I guess 328 diffs break. Um, but honestly, it made, I don't know necessarily if it was just because of the power delivery is a bit better and a lot smoother, and I actually have a rev limiter now, and it doesn't fall on its face. But like, it was, the car itself is super easy to drive. The cool thing with the EcoBoost is it's 330 foot-pounds of torque at like, I want to say like 3 grand, around the 2 to 3 grand range. So like, it hits super hard. It only makes like 240 horse up top because I sell them stock turbo. It's a stock 2 liter. It's like a bone stock 2 liter. So it's super easy to, if I wanted to make more power, just get a bigger turbo, stuff like that. I think the 2.3 heads flow better as well. But like honestly, for just a grassroots fun car, it's perfect. I don't go through tires. It's easy to drive. I don't feel like it's that slow. In
Probably makes
terms
all
of,
the cool noises too.
eh, that is the one thing I don't like about the car is it sounds like shit.
Oh,
We're making some changes to try and help it. I think the 2.3s sound better than the 2 liters, but that is like the one thing about the car that's like it's like a really loud fart can, But inside the car it sounds great because you hear the turbo, but you really don't hear the turbo outside of it. But yeah, so that's like one of the things that we're working on. I'm gonna have a couple things in store for it that will try and help it sound a little bit better. But that's just future stuff, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, no, I'm having a lot of fun driving a car in E36. They're easy, and I don't even have like a real kit on the car in terms of like an angle kit either. It's just some cut and welded shit. And it's
Got
easy.
knuckles.
So I someday I'd love to see Brandon waste a bunch of money driving a real car too.
We'll figure it out. Well, I got offered to drive someone's car that's being built. It's pretty easy built, probably in a few weeks or so. Then I want to get a car. I'm just out of space again. I was gonna have like a bay in the current shop as a car bay, but I needed like add it as storage now because I'm out of room again. So that's my excuse for that. But the next shop is when I start making very poor financial decisions and get a car and put a fuck ton of money into it and do stupid things with it. So that
what
would
are you getting?
be probably an E36. I'll be honest. If I could find one that's like not mushroomed and decent, then I'll buy it.
Yeah.
But probably that.
I got a yellow one if you want to buy it.
Yeah, but that one's supercharged and it's an M3, so you're gonna ask for an arm and a leg and a kidney for it. So
No,
I'm
it's
not gonna
got
do that.
holes in the floor.
Okay. Oh,
They've
that
been
one? Which
fixed,
one?
but
The yellow one?
yeah.
Oh. Eh,
That's funny.
I don't know. The last number you told me was not realistic, so I told you straight up no. But
Yeah,
maybe
get a car deal going.
down
Man.
the road, so it'd be pretty simple. Pretty simple
Yeah.
pickup there.
We'll deliver it to you.
Oh, there we go. With
I have to drive
service
so
too.
far. It's like almost a whole 20 minutes.
A whole 20 minutes, dude. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, sorry for the broken stream. I'm glad that you guys all came out and checked it out. Really appreciate everyone hanging out and giving us their opinions. Tried to get you guys as much as we could in the chat. Some of your questions and stuff. With the non-FD shows moving forward, we're gonna do a lot more chat focus stuff. Get some questions from you guys. We'll do some more interviews, bring some more drivers on, talk to a lot more people. Because, and like I said this before, I don't like bringing on guests when we have FD shows because we talk a lot about FD and not the driver. So I always feel bad, but I also know Nick pretty well. We'll have Nick back on to actually talk about his program and his car and what he's doing, stuff like that, at another time. But
Nerding
yeah,
out's fun.
Yeah, and plus the fact that you had one of the best battles of the year was kind of cool. So actually just kind of worked out. But yes, and sounds like Herbie also will be busy next week, so we'll probably find someone else to come on next week. And Brandon doesn't have a life, so he's reliable.
I literally you're not wrong. I work, I go to the gym, I come home, I sleep, and I do it over again the next day.
Sounds like my life
So,
without the gym
yeah.
part.
Yeah.
But yeah, so